edition.
Now, Uganda exports its hydroelectricity power to Kenya, Tanzania, and Eastern DR Congo, but also is stretching to South Sudan. According to details from the central bank, the Uganda Electricity Transmission Company Limited was the overall best performing company in the country, where it earned 138 billion shillings from electricity exports in the year that ended January 2022, which is a 46% increase.
Speaking to Smart 24 TV, Pamela Uganda, the principal corporate communications and public affairs at the Uganda Electricity Transmission Company Limited, says that the increase was highly from the exports, but specifically attributed to the drought in the western part of Kenya.
Depend a lot on hydropower, and because of the drought, most of those rivers and lakes that provide them hydropower kind of go down. The hydrology part of it, the water levels go down, mean they cannot generate as much as they need. So they called Uganda for support, and most of it we had to give them. So the biggest part of the increment in the percentage was what we gave to Kenya because of the drought. But we also sent to the Eastern DRC Congo, and we also sent to we share with Tanzania the part of Bukoba, Mutukula Bukoba feeds from Uganda. There is no grid in Tanzania that takes to Mutukula Bukoba. So that is where the export of the power goes.
Mela further explains why it is good for power generated to be more than power consumed.
Right now our generation capacity is at 1,346 megawatts. That is installed capacity. But that does not mean that all throughout the year that is what we have, because we also have what we call the small IPPs. Those are independent power producers who also depend on the weather. So during the drought season, you find a dam that's supposed to be giving us like 13 megawatts is only giving us like 7 megawatts. And you find like solar, if it is a rainy season, they cannot give you all the megawatts it's supposed to give you. But however, you find it is more advantageous to have more generation than the demand. That means you can easily catch up with the already generated power than having demand and having to load shed while you have to generate auxiliary dams.
Like any other institution, Uganda Electricity Transmission Company Limited also faces challenges, like Pamela explains.
Challenges we meet, especially with land acquisition, are absentee landlords. Then you find people who are disputing, of course, the values that you've given them. You find somebody because they've had in Kampala you compensated this much, or let's say in Nakasongola you compensated this much, in Bara you compensated this much. They also want the same amounts, not knowing every district have their own land, their land values especially. So you find people who are disputing the land values. Then you also find families that are disputing with each other. Some want to take this part, some want to take that part. So unless they can come to find an administrator, it also gives us a hard time to get through families.